Hello everyone. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. It would really help the channel out quite a bit. Thank you very much.
Presenting Hollywood Hotel. The makers of those fine Campbell soups bring you one full hour of entertainment direct from Hollywood, California, with Fred McMurray as your master of ceremonies.
Don't mind the rainy patter, and you will find.
Friday night, and bye Winchell and bye Bernie, another gala evening at the home of the movie stars. Another hour of sing time with Fred McMurray, Igor Gorin, and Jameson. An hour of swing time with Raymond Page. Of Wake Up and Live time with Luella Parsons and her guest stars Janet Gaynor, Frederick March, Adolphe Menjou, May Robeson, and Andy Devine. In scenes from one of the greatest pictures that Hollywood has seen in many a day, David Selznick's Technicolor achievement, A Star is Born. And here's an extra special treat for our orchid room. You know who's England's most famous actress, for whose performances crowds line the streets 24 hours in advance? Idol of London's rich and poor alike? One of the world's most famous comedians, whose salary is almost double that of our own Mae West. Yes, sirree, it's Gracie Fields sitting over at Luella Parsons' table. Before the evening is over, we'll get her up here to do something for us. Well, come on, Raymond. The theme of tonight's show is still Wake Up and Live.
Wake up and live, to find rainy matter, and you will find your mind don't matter. Our clouds will break up if you will wake up and live. Swell of you, treating me so kindly, swell of you. I was heading blindly, then your smile showed me the way to love. It's swell of you, while I live my lips will tell of you just how grand you are and that you'll be the one for me. You'll never know exactly what you've done for me, but it's all so awfully mighty swell of you.
I'm bubbling over with sweet romance. I found a reason to sing and dance. I'm bubbling over, I'm proud as a sea, 'cause when I'm out walking with you, I'm bubbling over like vintage wine. I'm bubbling over now that you're mine. My heart's in clover and I'm bubbling over with love for adorable you.
Broadcast direct from Hollywood, California. Wake up and live. And here's how.
Ken Niles speaking. When a soup is so delicious that it becomes the most popular soup in the world, you naturally think of trying it, don't you? Campbell's tomato soup is that soup, and there are many reasons for its unexcelled flavor. Now, first, the fine tomatoes that are grown specially for it, and the fine table butter that goes into it, and the gentle, delicate seasoning. And then, of course, there's Campbell's own recipe, by which all these fine ingredients are blended into the smoothest, most delicious soup you ever put a spoon to. And only Campbell chefs know the secret of it all. Yet you can have this favorite soup wherever you live, and whenever you wish, simply by asking your grocer for it. And it's ready for the table as quick as a wink. Why not have it for lunch tomorrow, and get the family off for the afternoon with a smile? Just say to your grocer in the morning, Campbell's tomato soup, please. And now back to the orchid room, and to those of you who might be thinking, how can they top last week's riot of Winchell and Bernie? My answer is Igor Gorin, Ann Jameson, Raymond Page, Luella Parsons, Janet Gaynor, Frederick March, Adolphe Manjou, May Robeson, Andy Devine, Gracie Fields, and our own MC, Fred McMurray.
That's right, Ken. Every week in the orchid room is its own special occasion. Remember last Friday when we started our show with Hollywood on Parade? Those were special lyrics written by Mac Gordon for that occasion. Well, tonight we've written some lyrics of our own to that same tune. Here they are.
Here in the orchid room each Friday night, some special delight. Hollywood hotels always gay.
Right through the calendar, September or June. When you hear Blue Moon, it'll be time to laugh and play. Francis, Igor, Danny, Raymond, one long fiesta.
The most of the best night,
We've got all the rest of.
here in the orchid room, start by the score. Each week there are more.
Music bound to win your favor, all with Campbell's special flavor. Wake up and live, Hollywood Hotel on the air.
By the way, going back to last week's show for just a minute, do you know we had 60 songs in our program last Friday night? And all Gordon and Rebel songs, too. Of course, we couldn't do too much of any one of them on account of the time. I sang only a few bars of When I'm With You, and if you don't mind, I'd kind of like to sing the whole song for you tonight. Help me out, will you, Raymond, please? You came along and you looked at me so sweetly. You smiled so discreetly, and I felt so completely. You came along and your arms were there to run to. Since that moment I'm spellbound. Darling, look what you've done to me. Every street I walk on becomes a lover's lane when I'm with you. I can see the sun lower out in the rain when I'm with you. To lose you would be tragic. Here is my heart unfurled. You have that certain magic. Why, you're the seven wonders of the world. The snow is on the ground, but the leaves are on the trees when I'm with you. Flowers sing a love song, there's music in the breeze when I'm with you. Please let me make this confession. You are my magnificent obsession. The world is all in rhyme, lovely one, when I'm with you. Thank you. And now are we ready for Gracie Fields? Yes, I guess we are, Luella.
Hollywood Hotel adds a famous new name to its guest register tonight. The highest-priced motion picture actress in the world. The girl who's broken the box office records of every theater in the British Empire. Whose devoted English public calls her the feminine Charlie Chaplin. You know, she's leaving for the coronation right after our show. But here she is. Gracie Fields in her first American appearance. The lady in question says to me...
Question, Luella, after what you've just said.
Well, it's nothing to what Hannon Swafford, the British critic, said.
That's the skeleton in my closet.
And I'm going to make it rattle, Gracie. He says out of the 7 great artists in Europe, you were greater than all the other 6 rolled into one.
That's loyalty for you. Oh, well, maybe he's got a fancy for me.
Oh, well, maybe he has, Gracie. Who can tell? But he'll have lots of company among the American critics. Once you've made your first picture for 20th Century Fox, all America will be thrilled.
Oh, yes? I think I'm going to be a bit scared. Anyway, I hope you like me because I do like Hollywood. You've all been so nice to me, the previews, the premieres, and Shirley Temple's birthday party. I loved that.
But, Gracie, how would you say that in your native Lancashire?
Well, I should say it's been blooming extra. I've had a right good do.
Oh, I like that. Come on, give us some more of it, Grace.
All right, I'll give you a little song in the same dialect.
Fine.
Joe took me to the pictures the other evening. It was fine. They called it The Betrayal, and the acting was divine. It's the best film that they've had for years round at the Hippodrome, and it's a good job I took my handkerchief with me when I left home. Oh, it was a lovely picture, and I did enjoy it so. Oh, I never cried so much in all my life. When the villain seized the maiden, everybody shouted, oh. Oh, I never cried so much in all my life. He told her that he'd wed her, then enticed her on his yacht. And then he got her tied up in a proper sailor's knot. Then he kissed her twice, the dirty dog, upon her beauty spot. Oh, I never cried so much in all my life. It takes a lot to make me cry, but oh dear, when I start and think of what that girl went through, I'm like a water cart. I see her eyes, I hear her voice at night when I'm in bed, and here's a scene I'll never get out of my head. As she faced the blinding snowstorm and came trudging through the town, oh, I never cried so much in all my life. Oh, and when I saw her carrying her baby upside down, oh, I never cried so much in all my life. She lingered near the Rose and Crown. The wind was howling wild. When up the village street there came the father of her child. So she tapped him for a tanner for a pint of old and mild. Oh, I never cried so much in all my life. The villain called on her one night. She was his one desire. And because she wouldn't stand for him, what do you think he did? Set the house on fire. She rushed towards the window with a face so pale and sad, but the villain only laughed, ha ha, then walked away the cad. Oh, she looked so very beautiful upon the windowsill. Oh, I never cried so much in all my life. Jump, jump, the people shouted, but she sat there calm and still. Whoa, I never cried so much in all my life. The flames burned her kimono, but she didn't seem to mind. Then she slid down a ladder. Oh, she did look so resigned. Till upon a rusty nail, she left her underclothes behind. Oh, I never cried so much in all my life. Thank you very much. And now here's a song that was written by my accompanist, Mr. Harry Parr Davis. It was in my picture, Queen of Hearts, and I liked it, and, well, I hope you like it. If you don't, well, I can't help it, can I? One moment in this life of mine, I'd like to live again. I saw the light of true love shine and breathe into a flame. Do you remember my first love song? Like a bird on the wing, I just wanted to sing. I felt no thrilling moment until you happened along. You brought the light of love
Thank you, Gracie Fields. You've certainly given us the most delightful few minutes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's a tip on what England's most famous comedian prefers when someone else does the singing. Before the show, we learned that Miss Fields' favorite selection is D-Tay, sung years ago by the immortal Caruso. Tonight it is sung by our own Igor Gorin.
La pietra esa venta en el lume solita così tua preziosa in tempesta io ti stringi così sola te sto
That was swell, Igor. If Miss Fields liked that song before, I'm sure she likes it even more after hearing you sing it. Now, Jenny...
So tall, dark, and handsome.
Hell, where have you been?
Right here.
Right here? With what?
With mon cœur et pour toi.
Meaning what?
Love, here is my heart.
Oh, it's more like it. Our Jenny with a musical offering, Love, Here Is My Heart, and making the offer very tempting indeed.
I have gathered my heart as a rose from the midsummer garden, and my love is the heart of its Lord, and its breath is a prayer for your pardon. Love, here is
the second verse, Jenny?
You sing it, Fred.
I have spoken my heart in a song of the nightingale thrilling, for she sang to me all the night long, till my heart with a passion was thrilling. Yours if you echo the tune, yours if you tire of it soon.
Raymond Page, who did such a beautiful job with that organ to Winchell last week. Oh, you liked it, huh? Well, here's another little something that you'll like. A novelty from the old two-piano days. Remember? California's king of melody, Raymond Page, ragging the scales. the makers of Campbell's Soups return you to the orchid room, where Janet Gaynor, Frederick March, Adolph Monjou, May Robeson, and Andy Devine, Gustin Parsons, will preview scenes from David Selznick's Technicolor production, A Star is Born, which had its world premiere at the Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood last week. This is a Columbia Broadcasting System.
This is KNX, Los Angeles, the voice of Hollywood.
Back to the orchid room, and, you know, Ken, if it's convenient. Oh, perfectly, Fred. As a matter of fact, it's convenience that I'm going to talk about. You know, I'm always telling women how good Campbell's soups are. But sometimes I wonder if I shouldn't talk more about their convenience. Now, just think what it means to have the main part of lunch or supper ready in a few minutes' time. And with so little trouble, it's really no trouble at all. Yes, I mean it. Preparing a substantial, nourishing soup with just about as little bother as it takes to put the tea kettle on. Well, let's talk about Campbell's vegetable soup. Here's what's in it. A slowly simmered, rich beef stock and 15 different vegetables that have been cooked in it the good home way. Now, I asked any woman listening in how long it would take to make a vegetable soup like that at home. Well, Campbell's is ready for the table in a jiffy. And the beauty of it all is that you'll say it tastes like the finest homemade vegetable soup you ever had. I know you'll want to keep plenty of Campbell's vegetable soup always on hand, both for the time it will save and for the way your family will praise it.
Very good, Ken. What do you think, Luella?
I think Ken Niles was very cute on the Eddie Candy show last Sunday.
Thank you. Oh, get that.
You're
Say,
welcome.
Luella, that reminds me. I saw you and Walter Winchell in a huddle last week. You two planning something?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, Luella. First Lady of Hollywood, for whom Walter Winchell has coined the bright new phrase, Hollywood's radio personality. Luella Parsons and her guest stars, Janet Gaynor, Frederick March, Adolph Monjou, May Robeson, and Andy Devine.
Thank you, Fred. There are so many things I'd like to say tonight. Hollywood has produced many pictures that have made the whole world talk. Now David Selznick has given us a picture that has made the world and Hollywood talk. The first really honest behind-the-scenes portrait of this magic city of ours. He's dared to show Hollywood in its true technicolors so that all of you may see all of us as we really are. A star is born, and a star is born anew in little Janet Gaynor. The gingham girl of yesterday is gone, and in her place is a glamorous, exciting, more beautiful Janet. You know, it wasn't so long ago that Janet came to Hollywood, eager for her chance in pictures, just like the screen heroine she portrays. Of course, this picture isn't entirely a history of her career. For one thing, she's never been married to Freddie March. And for that matter, Freddie has never been a down-and-out actor either, even when he has a cold as he has tonight. Ever since he came to Hollywood from Broadway, he's been the pride and joy of every producer who could get him on a contract. Freddie's performance in the picture is amazing. I'll guarantee he'll tear your heart out just as he did mine. Not only Freddie's performance, but every role in the picture lives and breathes. Real people who are Hollywood. Adolph Monjou, as a producer, is so perfectly cast that after the preview, I almost stopped him to ask whom he had signed for his next picture. And Andy Devine, as the assistant director. Is Andy Devine at his huskiest? Not your weight, Andy, darling. You know, I mean your voice. He's tops. Either way. And last but not least, May Robeson, my favorite Hollywood glamour girl, is a gorgeous self as Janet's funky little grandmother. And of course, back of all these stirring performances, a magnificent production of David Selznick and the inspired direction of my old friend Bill Wellman. Come on up here, Bill, and take a well-earned bow. And now that you're here, how did you do it?
Well, I had a great story, a great cast, and a swell cameraman. And there was Hollywood all ready to be photographed.
For years, Bill, people have been trying to describe Hollywood, and this is the first time I'd be willing to admit that anyone has succeeded. You've given us an amazing picture of Hollywood as it really is.
It's a strange mixture, isn't it, Luella? Madness and sanity and laughter and tears. And yet, I suppose most of us are so busy living in Hollywood, we hardly ever stop to look at it. We just sort of take it all for granted. But think of the millions to whom Hollywood is the mythical city at the end of the rainbow. Think of the thousands of young girls who come pouring in on us every year. fresh and eager and confident, all fired with the same ambition, all telling themselves the same thing. I'm going into the movies. I'm going to be a great star. I'm going to be rich and famous and adored. To them, Hollywood is a glamorous fairyland, a city of fabulous opportunity where all dreams come true. You've seen them yourself, Luella, movie-struck youngsters just arrived, wandering down Hollywood Boulevard, gaping at all the strange, new, fascinating sights. Whole groups of them standing in front of the Brown Derby and Sardi's, Al Levy's, waiting outside your own Hollywood hotels, just on the chance of seeing their favorite stars, maybe getting a word with them, perhaps only the thrill of touching their coats as they brush by. And how often you've seen them in the forecourt of Sid Grauman's Chinese theater, thrilled, excited, marveling at those little squares in the sidewalks where the footprints and the handprints of the great stars are preserved in cement for all time.
Look, Charlie Chaplin's footprint. There's Marion Davies. Look at Norma Shearer's hand.
Just think Norman Maine himself made these footprints.
Mine are going to be here someday.
Dan and Jean Harlow steps for lunch.
Yes, that's how they come to us, young and eager and hopeful, to face the toughest, stiffest competition in the world. Where do they come from, and what happens to them? Let's just pick one of these thousands of girls for our heroine and follow her through our story in a dreary little farmhouse in North Dakota.
That's what comes of all those trashy movie magazines. Let me tell you, young lady, the sooner you forget it, the whole thing, the better. The better off you'll be, that's what.
Oh, why will I be better off? What's wrong with wanting to get out and make something of myself? What do you do that's so much better? Just because you're satisfied to sit here all your life, you think you can laugh at me. Well, someday you won't laugh at me. I'm going to have a real life. I'm going to be somebody.
Here now. Stop crying.
Oh, Granny.
That won't do you any good. Oh, don't let them worry you, Esther. Everyone in the world who ever dreamed about better things was laughed at. Don't you know that?
Oh, I suppose so, but
there's a difference between dreaming and doing. The dreamers just sit around and moon about how wonderful it would be if things were only different. And the years go by, and they get old, and by they forget even their dreams.
Oh, but I don't want to be like that. I want to be somebody.
And you can be, Esther. If you want to, badly enough. But you've got to pay for it. Can you understand that?
Yes, I can.
But could you? Could you do it? Could you do it even when you're half broke? Because for every dream of yours that you make come true, you'll pay the price in heartbreak. And if you've got any of my blood in your veins, you won't let the rest of this family break your heart. You'll go out and break it yourself. That's your right. Here. Take this money and go to your Hollywood.
Oh, I can't take your money, Granny. It's your savings.
Well, all I was saving up for was my funeral. Now I don't believe I'm ever going to die.
And so to Hollywood. To a cheap room in a modest little boarding house, out to look for work, hopeful, confident, and then long, weary, disheartening weeks, making the rounds from studio to studio. Metro, 20th Century, Selznick, Warner's, RKO, and always the same answer.
We don't hire any extras here.
Our extras are supplied by Central Casting.
Sorry, miss. Try Central Casting. Central Casting's your best bet.
We hire all extras through Central Casting.
And at Central Casting.
Central Casting.
Nothing now. Try later.
Central Casting. Try later. Try later.
Try later.
Try later.
Central Casting.
Nothing now.
What's your name? Esther Blodgett.
Esther, we have over 12,000 names in our files. That's 16 times as many as we can possibly use. We haven't put anybody on our register in over 2 years. You see that switchboard over there? Every time one of those little lights flashes, it's somebody asking for a job. And every time one of those girls says, try later, it means there isn't any job. Now, do you still want to go to the movies? You know what your chances are? 1 in 100,000.
But maybe I'm that one.
More weeks of disappointment and discouragement, but hanging on, refusing to quit. Finally, her money gone, her room rent overdue, despondent and dispirited, And then suddenly, a faint ray of hope. One of the few friends she has made comes bursting into her room.
Esther, I've done it, Esther.
Done what, Danny?
Well, believe it or not, I got a job for you.
Danny, that's wonderful. When do I go to the studio?
Well, you don't exactly go to the studio.
Oh, it's on location.
No, well, it isn't on location.
Oh, I haven't even any makeup. Will you tell me what to get and how to put it on? And then...
Well, you don't exactly need any makeup. You see, it really isn't a movie job at all. But it's kind of a movie job in a way if you look at it right.
Oh, what is it, Danny? Tell me.
Well, it's to be a waitress.
Oh.
Well, but it's waitressing for Casey Burke, the head director at our studio. He's throwing a party to celebrate on account of finishing the Norman Maine picture. You know Norman Maine, the big star. And he told me to get him an extra waitress. And, well, it's $5, and I thought of you right away, Esther.
Oh, that's awfully sweet, Danny.
Well, look. There'll be a lot of big people at Burke's party, and I'll bet there'll be any number of big directors, and if you're there, why, maybe they'll notice you.
Oh, you think they might?
Sure, it happens all the time. This might be your chance, Esther.
I could make them notice me. I could do my impersonations.
Well, now, I don't know now.
Oh, you've seen me do them, Danny. I could do Gobble and Catherine Hepburn and Mae West.
Look, Esther, why can't you just be yourself?
Oh, I've been myself for 3 months, and where's it got me? You said this was my chance, Danny. Well, if it is, I'm going to make the most of it. They'll notice me all right.
Now, you're sure you understand your duties, miss?
Yes, I'm to go about among the guests with this tray of hors d'oeuvres.
Very good. Go back to the kitchen when they go into dinner.
Did you get to the preview last night?
I did.
Pardon me, but would you like a little hors d'oeuvre?
Thanks. What do you think of the picture, Tom?
They should have kept it for Thanksgiving. What a turkey!
They didn't even notice me. I'll make them notice me.
And at the finish, the kid turns around and sings a lullaby to its mother.
Oh, will you have some hors d'oeuvres? You do like hors d'oeuvres, don't you? I don't think there's anything so enjoyable as hors d'oeuvres before supper, and these are really delightful.
Not now. Sam, that's a great twist about the kid, but where can you get a 2-month-old baby that can sing? Well, we're working on that now.
Say, I thought Norman Maine was the reason for this shindig. Where is he anyway? Search me. Anita's been chewing her nails all evening.
Oh, pardon me, big boy. But would you like a little hors d'oeuvre? They say they're the best in town.
Now, wait. Don't tell me. I know. Mae West. Oh, say, Bob, get a load of Casey Burke over there with Oliver Nile. They don't look too happy for a director and producer who've just finished an A picture.
I tell you, Oliver, I'm not a director anymore. I'm a male nurse. If Norman Maine's acting is going to interfere with his drinking, take me off his pictures.
Now, wait a minute. I don't want to flatter you, Casey, but you do all right with Norman.
Yes, I'm told I mix a marvelous bromo seltzer.
Listen, Casey, just leave Norman to me. I know how to handle him. After that last scrape, I had a talk with him and...
Mr. Niles, Mr. Libby of your publicity department is on the telephone. He said it's very important about Mr. Maine.
Thanks. Just some little thing, Casey.
Yes, of course. I'll go turn on the radio and see if they've called out the National Guard.
I've plugged the phone in right here for you, Mr. Niles.
Thanks. Hello, Libby. What's the good? What? What? Is he mad? Driving an ambulance down Wilshire Boulevard with a siren going full blast? What for? Said he was a tree surgeon on a maternity case. Now, listen, Libby. Keep that out of the papers. I don't care how. That's your job. No, that wouldn't do any good. He's probably gone home to sleep it off.
Excuse me, Mr. Niles. Mr. Norman Maine just came in. He's over at the bar.
What? Don't bother, Libby. He's here.
Just say when, Mr. Maine. Is that about right, sir? Come on.
Norman?
Hello, just quiet, Oliver.
No, sir?
Come on, fill it up.
Norman, I've got something to...
No, it'll wait, Oliver.
Is that enough, sir?
Norman, that's enough for 6 drinks.
Yeah, that's fine. Now a little soda, please. Thank you. Very good.
Maybe I'm wrong. I guess I've been drinking too much lately.
Well, you ought to cut it down, Oliver. Sad for you. What's the matter, old man? Look as though you'd had bad news. All right, go ahead and say it. I've got it coming to me.
Don't make it any tougher for me, Norman. I don't want to stand here and preach. Take a look at my side of it. I'm trying to make pictures with you.
Yeah, I know. Well, why don't you get Lloyd to insure you against me?
You can't get insurance against a man forgetting who he is. You're a great star, Norman. I hate to see you go the way of so many others.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, the first signs are always the same. Not being able to remember your lines. Cameraman struggling to cover up your hangovers. All because you've got to have a good time every day, every night. I've warned you for a long time, Norman.
Okay, Oliver, okay. You're a swell guy and you won't lose any money on me, I promise you. And I'll be ready for the curtains when the time comes. And when it does, you see the little sign on that marble machine?
Good for amusement only.
Uh-huh. You can use that for my epitaph. You have a drink?
Oh, thanks.
Oh? Well, I think I'll have another, bartender. Say when, sir. Come on.
Caviar?
No, thanks.
Oh.
Come on. Say, hey, wait a minute.
Yes?
Come back here.
Yes, sir. Caviar?
Thank you. Very good. No, don't go away. No, I'm starving. You know how it is with a growing boy. Let me see now. Which would you take?
Well, I really
They all look so good. I believe I'll take...
You take nothing at all.
Oh, hello,
The maid
Nita.
doesn't
Hello.
care for any more. Do you, Normie?
No, Normie doesn't care for any more. I think I shall get very drunk indeed.
I've just finished putting the plates away, Miss Margaret, then you may go.
Yes, sir.
Be very careful you don't break any.
Yes, sir. Oh.
Mind if I help? Here, I'll tell you. I'll pass, and then you rack. Eh? All you need, the little system.
Oh, thank you. Won't they miss you outside?
Oh, no. They'll just look under the table, and when they see I'm not there, they'll forget the whole matter. What's your name?
Esther Blodgett.
Hmm? My name's Maine.
I know.
Do you really? What's the matter?
I was thinking about all your fans. How surprised they'd be if they could see you now, helping me put plates away.
Yeah, well, they don't know my finer side.
They'd be pretty envious of me, meeting you in person this way.
How do you do, huh? Here, that's number 7. Hmm? Tell me, are you disappointed?
Yes. Oh, now you've done it.
Oh, never mind. That just makes the room look more lived in. Why are you disappointed in me?
Well, I've always admired you so much on the screen. You were sort of hero to me, and, well, I was sitting right behind you in the Hollywood Bowl that night you didn't want to be photographed and smashed the camera.
Yeah, I'm told I crept into many a heart that night.
Oh, I'll never be able to explain these dishes.
What? You know, you've got very pretty hair.
You'd better get out of
And
here.
a sensitive mouth and a charming little...
Normie, are you doing in the kitchen?
I'm just putting plates away. I don't know, I guess that my old mania for putting plates away is coming back on me.
Rather odd that I always know where I can find you. There's a pretty girl around.
Not only odd, it's embarrassing.
I've had enough of your deliberate insults.
Oh, dear. You'd better go.
Yeah, I've got to go. Yeah, but not through that door. No, I know. We go out the back way, and you're coming with me.
Oh, I can't. The dishes aren't finished.
Oh, yes, they are.
Oh,
Come on. Well, here you are.
It was very kind of you to drive me home, Mr. Maine.
I'll bet I know what you're going to say now.
What?
Good night.
Good night, and thanks.
Operator. Well, keep trying him, operator. Hello, Oliver. Hello, wake up. It's Norman. Oh, sure, I know it's 3 a.m. No, I'm not drunk. I'm not very. Listen, Oliver, I've got something great for you. Yeah, your girl. Yeah. No, well, this one's different. Honest, you've got to give her a screen test, Oliver. She's got wonderful possibilities. Yeah. Now, on the level, I mean, she's got something. Sincerity and honestness and... Are you awake, Oliver?
Yeah? Oh, okay. Look, I'm so sure of this girl, I'll tell you. I want to do the test with her myself. What do you think of that, huh? Sure, I mean it. Sure, you... Listen, Oliver, I'm giving you a real break. And someday you'll thank me.
Sign on the bottom line, my dear.
Thank you, Mr. Niles.
Your test was excellent. But I may as well tell you that my whole organization thinks I have gone a little nuts to sign you. Well, maybe they're right. I've been nuts before. Anyway, you just go to the next office now and let that maniac publicity man of mine get busy on you. And don't worry about the lies he'll invent. I won't let him use many of them.
Thank you.
Any more dictation, Mr. Niles?
You think I'm cracked, too, don't you, Horton?
Well, I do think she's a little mild for present-day taste.
And I still think there are a lot of people in this rotten, tired world who will buy tickets to decency.
Kate, do you know what her name is? Blodgett. That's the Victoria Blodgett.
Ooh, dear. We'll have to do something about that right away.
That's the Victoria Blodgett.
Now, let's see. Blodgett's definitely out. Esther, Victoria. Vicky. How about Vicky?
Oh, I think that's terribly cute.
All right, Vicky. Now, Vicky what?
Vicky. Pronounced Vicky.
Esther, let's see. Esther, Bester, Dester, Fester.
Very pretty.
Chester, Hester, Kester, Lester. Vicky Lester.
Oh, I like that.
Say it.
Vicky Lester.
Sandy, Roscoe, Horton. Say it again.
Vicky Lester.
Say Vicky Lester.
Vicky Lester.
Vicky Lester.
Vicky Lester.
Vicky Lester.
Vicky Lester.
And a star is born, but she must be highly polished before she can shine. 1,000 details to be perfected. Her eyebrows, should they be arched or slanted? Her hair, should it be golden brown or rich deep auburn? Should her skin be tinted like Harlow's or Crawford's? Should her clothes be styled like Colbert's or like Lloyd's? Week after week of exhausting tests, makeup men, cameramen, hairdressers, costumers, all clamoring for her time. Then story conferences, the script approved, and now weeks of grueling work before the cameras, the glaring heat of the lights, early hours, late hours, working, and finally, the supreme moment, the moment for which she has waited, for which she has dreamed. A gala premiere at Groundy's Chinese Theater, Norman, Maine, and Vicky Lester in the Enchanted Hour.
The most amazing performance I've ever seen.
Her first picture, too.
Why, she's marvelous.
She stole the picture from Norman Maine.
The sweetest thing I've ever seen. Such a sincere actress.
How did you like Norman Maine?
Norman Maine, was he in the picture?
And far from the crowd, Esther and Norman have slipped away to Hollywood's most glamorous night spot, the Trocadero. Out on the quiet, peaceful terrace, the million multicolored lights of Los Angeles spread out below. Norman rather subdued, Esther still breathless with excitement.
Oh, Norman, it's so exciting, so
new, eh? A star is born. You deserve it all, Vicky Lester.
Vicky Lester. Oh, Norman, I love it. My very first picture. The audience shouting my name with yours. The crowds, the music, the excitement. And now here, so quiet and lovely. The lights down there, like a crazy quilt.
No, it's like a carpet. It's spread for you. It's yours from now on, you know. You'll have everything in the world you want. I hope it'll make you happy.
Hasn't it you?
No. See, there's one thing I never had. Lots of times I told myself I'd found it, but I always knew I was lying. Still, I never stopped looking for it.
Maybe it'll come.
I think it has come. I only wish it weren't too late.
Oh, but it's not too late.
Oh, no. Oh, you can't throw away your life the way I've thrown away mine and have anything left that's good enough now.
You can. Oh, Norman, you can.
You mustn't tell me that, Esther. So afraid I'll believe it.
Oh, darling, I'm so afraid you won't.
Have you heard? Vicky Lester and Norman Maine.
Mary.
He knows she's so nice, too.
How can she stand him?
He's changed.
Been on the wagon for weeks.
It's too late.
About 6 pictures too late.
It's been a beautiful honeymoon, Norman.
Yeah, now I can go back. And I'll have just one leading lady for the rest of my life.
Now, look, Mr. Niles, no use asking me to go out after pictures of them together. The public is asking for exclusives of Vicki Lester, and they want them of her alone.
We ought to give him another chance. He stopped drinking. He's really trying hard.
We can't afford to be sentimental about this, Oliver. What Vicki Lester needs is the new leading man. Look, Oliver. Do you think I'm slipping?
Can you take it?
Go ahead.
The tense is wrong, Norman. You're not slipping. You've slipped. I kept trying to warn you, the public.
Yeah, I know. You remember I told you that I'd be ready for the curtains when the time came? Well, here it is. And I promised you wouldn't lose any money through me, Oliver. So I'm calling off our contract. No hard feelings, either.
In less than a year, Norman Maine was practically forgotten. Those months were bitter ones for him, but whatever he felt, he never let Vicki know. Now he lived only for her career, for her success. And he stuck stubbornly to his pledge. He never took a single drink in all those months. Through the long, lonely days at home when he tried desperately to make the hours pass, playing solitaire, putting a golf ball on the living room carpet.
Oh. Hello? No, Miss Lester isn't home as yet. No, I'm not the butler. But I can take a message just as well as he can. Yeah, honest. No. Oh. No, I don't know whether my wife will want to reserve a table or not. I'll have to ask her. Yes, certainly.
Norman.
Darling.
Oh, I didn't mean to be so late, but the studio...
Oh, it's all right, sweet. You're here now.
Don't ever take your arms away.
Just long enough for you to get out of that makeup, Very long now.
All right. What's new today?
Oh, nothing. I haven't been out of the house. I've developed putting into a mathematical certainty.
Let's go somewhere tonight.
No, you're tired. We'll stay in.
Oh, I'm not tired. Really?
No, I know you are. You've got a hard day ahead of you tomorrow. Anyway, I see so little of you, I'd rather have you to myself.
Oh, but it's a servant's night out. We haven't any.
Oh, yes, we have. Yeah. I fixed a little snack with my own lily white hands. Learning to cook in my spare time.
Then I think I'll marry you.
Oh, I get it. You want to make an honest cook of me. Anyway, you stay right where you are. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Norman.
Comes in on wheels in this joint. How's it look?
Oh, sandwiches, salad, milk, olives, wonderful.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Now, don't be formal, dear. Just pitch right in. That's it. Go ahead. Just... What's the trouble?
I guess my mouth isn't quite big enough for this sandwich.
I'll tell you, next time I'll measure your mouth and make the sandwiches to size. As a matter of fact, I think I'll take those measurements right now.
Darling.
This is what I wait for. All day.
And this is why I rush home without even changing my costume.
Hey, wait a minute. We're forgetting that we're hungry. You have a sandwich?
I have a little more work to do on this one, thanks. Unhook this dress for me, will you? I can't breathe in it.
Oh, all the time I thought it was the kiss that made you breathless. Steady now.
Ooh, that's better.
The whitest shoulders in the whole world.
The nicest man to say so.
Well, look, darling, in the mirror there. I know it's rude to point, but I think that guy on your right is in love with you.
Oh, I hope so. Darling.
That's the doorbell.
Oh, is it? Maybe they'll go away.
No. They never do at a time like this. I mean, just a minute, sweet. I'll be right back.
A package for Vicki Lester.
Thank you. I'll sign for it.
Who are you?
I'm her husband.
Oh, sure. Sign right here, Mr. Lester.
On the bottom of
Mr.
the...
Lester.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
What was it, Norman? Anything important?
A package for you.
Norman.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. They want you for a benefit at the Shrine Auditorium. I said I'd ask you.
Darling, I don't want to hear about that
no,
now.
You better let me finish before I forget them all. The Academy dinner secretary wants to know if you want a table reserved for you.
Oh, please,
And,
Norman.
no, wait, no. Oh, yes. Artie Carver phoned and asked me if I'd use my influence with you to get him an interview. I told him I'd try.
Oh, darling, let's not talk about those things now. Well, we're forgetting the wonderful food you prepared.
Yeah, I know.
Norman.
Dear, I think I'll go and mix myself a little drink.
Norman.
Performance, and thank you, Bill Wellman, for his story, well conceived and ably told. To you, David Selznick, our plaudits for a sincere and sympathetic picture of Holly.
Well, what are you singing next, Fred?
Well, Ken, it's an old love song.
Well, if it's that old, could it wait just another minute?
Yeah, sure. What's on your mind?
Well, Fred, I was just thinking of a chat I had with a neighbor of ours this morning. Just to make conversation, I said to her, well, Mrs. Rogers, I guess the children are glad that summer is nearly here. And then she said...
Indeed they are. So far, they've all come through these last few months in fine style. I wish you could see the way they eat. You know, there's one dish in particular they never seem to tire of. And it's so good for them, too. I guess you know what it is. That's right. It's Campbell's tomato soup. We're having it tomorrow for lunch. And you know it's the most...
And then I said, yes, I know what you're going to say. That Campbell's tomato soup is something the entire family enjoys. I know how it is at our house, too. There's something about that soup that gets everyone to the table right on the dot. Well, maybe it's a bright tomato flavor, or its wonderful smoothness, or its table butter richness. Well, anyhow, women say there's not another soup like it anywhere, that its distinctive flavor has never been equaled. Why not serve it tomorrow for lunch or supper? Ask your grocer in the morning for Campbell's tomato soup.
Well, it's almost time to say goodnight, and I guess I'll be saying goodbye to you for a while, too. It's been mighty swell being with you these 15 weeks. Well, they certainly passed quickly. But they brought me some of the most pleasant associations of my life. Francis Langford, Ken, Raymond, Igor, Jenny, Luella, Parsons, and all the rest of the people on the program. And yes, those people back there in Camden, too, who make the Campbell soups. An old friend of mine, Jerry Cooper, is coming out from New York to take over. He's a swell voice, and he's a swell fellow, and I know you'll like him. You just be as nice to him as you've been to me, and, well, I hope I get back with you as often as I can. And now just one last song. Please keep me in your dreams.
And so ends another memorable evening at Hollywood Hotel. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.